I have made a 1 million simoleon castle, and I've made lots and lots and lots of tiny homes. But you know what I've never done before? I have never made a 1 million simoleon tiny house. But today that will change, because we are gonna make a 1 million simoleon tiny house in The Sims 4. And I have no idea how this is going to go, because making a 1 million simoleon tiny house isn't really a popular trope in the building world, and maybe today we shall see why. But anyways, let's start, shall we? We freaking shall. And here I am on my lot, and yes, it is a 64 by 64 lot, because I kind of figured out we need that for that 1 million simoleon tiny house. And let's build this tiny house. Let's first of all start with our house shape, and I'm gonna make something. So what if we go sort of like so, pop it out here and there, and we already have 64 tiles. Okay, that qualifies for the tiny home. Let's see. Where is the stuff gonna be? Ooh, okay, what if actually this is the bathroom? I'm just gonna use some test furniture for this, so don't you worry. Don't be scared. But we can maybe have this shenanigan going on for the bathroom, and then we will have a door, and this can be the bedroom. And now comes the tricky part for the bedroom. It has to be a bedroom. Oh, that is the type of a squeeze, isn't it? Nobody wants that type of bedroom. And you know what? I was looking at some apartment listings the other day, and I saw a really expensive apartment, like a really expensive apartment. And the bedroom was like this. No joke. I mean, if you have a significant other and you want to sleep in the same bed, forget about it. There's no room, which is funny because you need to be 2 people to afford that apartment. But I digress. What if we do sort of like this for the bedroom? It's not perfect, but here we are. And then out in the main room, I think that we can have the kitchen in this little corner. And then over by here, we can have the living room with some couches, maybe a TV, and then in the middle right here, and I would never really do this in normal houses, but we're gonna have a semi-big dining table right in the middle. Can we squeeze that in? Sure. Not the best placement, and that makes me really anxious that the dining table is right in front of the front door, but okay. But as a Norwegian, that is not okay. Alright, that was a beautiful layout of this place, and now we're gonna do it for real skis. So I think first of all that we're gonna put this house on a foundation, because then we can use the money on the staircases. You know. Ooh, and what do we want this house to be? What is the vibe? What is the theme? Maybe I want to do a farm theme again. I know that I did a farm theme in my last build, but I like my farms. I'm in the farm mood. And I also want this farmhouse of ours to be red, because I like red old houses. I've lived in a red house my entire life, except for now. I don't know what the color of this build is. It's a mystery. And then for the doors and windows, what is the most expensive door that is not that ugly? The modern VIP door. We can't have that. What about no? That's gonna be too big. Way too big. Alright. What about this one? I mean, sure, you can go with that. What about the windows? This one is 325. And plop that in there. And then we need some normal windows. What about this one? I can maybe sort of fit in. Then we can also plop in this one, 150. Like that could be neat and nice. And then for the staircase, the most expensive is this one, which is 121. Factory stairs. I don't know about that one. But what about this? 115. Marble stairs. Ooh, 1,145. Whoa! That just took up the whole price, didn't it? We can go with that. Let's put some roofing on this house. Ooh, where do I start with this roofing? What if I just go sort of like so? Then we can have a half gabled roof on this part, another half gabled roof over there, and a teeny tiny one in the back. And we're gonna have a good time. Yes, I think this is a cute house already. How much money have you used? 6,000? Alright, good. And now let's go back inside of this house. I'm gonna do the exterior details later on, but now for the inside. Ooh, what are we gonna begin with? I want to begin with the wallpaper and flooring. What is the most expensive wallpaper? First of freaking all. This one is 10. That one is 14. These ones are 12. Kind of like that one. That one is 10. 13. Okay, we're not gonna use that one. Ooh, the marble one, 16. Alright. What a good selection that we have today, I must say. But I think I'm gonna go with this one for the main rooms. And then for the bathroom, we can use the marble. And what about the flooring? The good old flooring. For the wood, we have this one, 20. That one is 16. The marble, 20. And 12. Well, we're not gonna use that one. Jeepily. Let's go with the wooden flooring, I guess. And for the bathroom, of course, we can use the marble. Hello. Boom. Shamalam. My game froze. Are you kidding me? I want to begin with the bedroom. And for the bedroom, we're going to put in some lights. And this light right here is actually really expensive. So we can put that in. We're going to size it down a little bit. Have it in the bathroom too. Boom shabalam. Alright, so for the bedroom, we were going to have a bed. But we were also going to have a desk. That was going to be right by the window. So what about this one? 2,000. Lock it down there with a good old chair. And then actually, instead of putting in a computer that is 15,000, that doesn't really match this theme, we could put in a research archive machine for 15,000. Because this one, it matches the theme a little bit more. Alright, it does. And that's my reasoning for having that one. They need a research machine. Alright, they do. And then for the curtains for this place, what can we do? I mean, we have this one. But I don't know what I feel about that one. What about this one? 315. Still not the best curtain, but it is sort of that vibe that I want. Grandma's curtains, you know? They're useful for everything. And now for the bed. I don't know why I put in the desk first. to be quite honest. I was just so inspired by the desk. But now for the bed. And the most expensive bed is this one for 15,000. But come on, I don't, it's a little bit ugly. So what about this one? 12,000. That is not that bad. I mean, it's still kind of bad, but we can have that one. With also a nighttime table that I'm gonna size down a little bit because of space issues. We got some real space issues up in here. Ooh, and then to use up even more money, I'm gonna put some pillows on the bed in a good old formation just to waste our money even more. Good waste of money, doubles. And then above the bed, we can put up this picture collage with Johnny Depp. And also, what about this mask? Because why not? And alrighty, chachi-cho. What more do we want for this room? I mean, we have already used up 48,000 simoleons, but I think we can splurge our money a little bit more. So how about a TV? A really expensive TV for 10,000 simoleons. And I'm gonna size this down, plop it on the wall. Boom, shamalam. And we can't really squeeze in a TV table back there, but what we can do is put up some shelves. And what are the most expensive shelves? These ones. Good enough for me. And I'm gonna squeeze them back there and put some items on that. Just some good old knickety knacks. Just sort about like so. What more do we need for this room? Maybe we could have some sort of activity over there that is really expensive. Like an easel. 1,690. Yes. Gonna plop that in the corner with also some flowers. And that thing on the wall. Boom, shamalam, shamaloom. What a bedroom this was. Oh, it's kind of cute. I kind of like it. How much money have we used? 66,000. Ooh. Not too bad for a tiny house with currently one room decorated. Oh. But anywhoozles, let's skedaddle over to the bathroom over here. And we of course gotta put in the most expensive bathroom stuff, which is the jet set luxury bath for 12,000, the swan throne for 5,000, and with the sinks, I mean, that's a mystery. So let's plop in the jet set over there with a good old throne besides it. And then what are we gonna do about the sinks? We could go with this shenanigan, but I don't feel like it. That's ugly. So what if instead we get in some counters with the most expensive sink in the middle and shabalim shabalum with also of course some mirrors. And I'm gonna do this wonderful mirror trick where we can squeeze in 3 mirrors, just pushing up our price to infinity, truly and really. And then for the toilet section, we can put in a toilet cleaner and of course some toilet paper with also a medicine cabinet. And what about a plant on the medicine cabinet? Yes, that was truly wonderful. And then we can also have some towels above the bathtub with some more cleaning stuff. And I think with that, the bathroom is sorta kind of finito. I mean, the curtain is sticking through the wall. I need to fix that. But other than that, the bathroom is finito. And what a sight to behold that is. It isn't the prettiest bathroom, but it is the most expensive bathroom. And we have used 88,000 simoleons. Whoa! Okay, good. Let's move on. And we're gonna move on to something. And that something is gonna be the living room right here. So let's just start this all off with some couches. And the most expensive couch is this one, 5,000. But no, we're not gonna do that. What about this one? No, we're not gonna do that. Let's go down one more level. What about this couch? 1,200. Not that bad. What if we get that in the beige with a matching couch over there? Okay, and then also put some pillows on that. And I think that could be very, very lovely. And it kind of was. And then for the coffee table, what do we want today? Maybe we can put in this one with also some flowers and a tea set. Kind of cute, kind of nice. And then in this corner right here, we can put in an end table. This thick old, big old one with some knickknacks. Ooh, looking good. What more do we need for a living room? Oh, we need a fireplace. Give me a good one. We have that one. Not the vibe. This one is too big. What about this one? I feel like that could maybe work. You got the moods, you got the vibes. Let's also plop on a very expensive TV. With also some very, very expensive knickknacks on our fireplace. And I think that would be good. I mean, we've already used 113,000 simoleons. My girl, they got me for a tiny house. What more do we want? Oh, we can have some pictures behind here, of course. Of course. What was I thinking? Who do we want? What do we want? Maybe you want Bernard on that wall, just looking scarily merrily down on us. But don't you worry, we also have Lady Mimsy protecting us from this man. Ooh, and you know what? You know what we can do. I don't, in my eyes, this is kind of cheating, but it's not cheating at all. It's just an item. But we could potentially put in the virtuoso violin for 15,000 simoleons. I mean, I feel like that should be allowed. That's not cheating at all. It's just a very expensive violin. They love violining all through the town and down in the home. What? No, that's not. But we can have that violin, and I love that violin. But okay, now also for the dining room, that was going to be over here. The dining room. Before that dining room, we need a dining table. And what do we want? What do we have? This one is 1,500. 600. I think that's gonna be way too big. What else do we have? We have this one, 675. I wish that was a little bit more expensive. Never thought that I would say that in my entire life. But here we are. I'm gonna have that with also some very, very expensive chairs. Just sort of like so. With also a rug. We can have the same rug. I feel like they're the same rug, people. Yeah. What more can we do for this room to take up the price? What we do? We can put in a little mask of an owl for 90 simoleons. What help is that? I don't know, but we can have him here. Then we can also plop in an artistry table. That is actually really expensive. And they are a painter, as we have figured out. So why not, you know, with also a good old bucket. Boom. Because you live on a farm, you need a bucket. That is just the logic of a farm. I don't make the logic, the farm does. But alright, Rob, that was it for the dining room. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it majestic? And we're gonna move on to the kitchen. And as you can see for the kitchen, I've given it one more wall. That was to support the couch. Always support the couches. But let's put in this kitchen with our kitchen counters. Who would have guessed that? Not me. Honestly, what a journey that was. Alright, now for the other appliances. Are we really gonna use this fridge? It is 14,000 simoleons, but it's also not the best vibe. But I think we need to go for that vibe today. We just have to. Come on. And also put in the matching stove. I hate using those appliances because I don't like how they look. I really don't, but you know, we gotta do it. Ooh, this is gonna be a tight of a squeeze of a kitchen, I tell ya. But alright, we are here and we are ready for this kitchen. And you know who else is ready for this kitchen? The kitchen next! Which are gonna go up in the kitchen right now. And you best believe there will be no free counters today. Oh, no. Because now it is all about the money. It's all about the budget. And the budget is too big. Okay, good. And whoa. That is our kitchen. We got some stuff here and there. And it was actually so difficult to decorate this kitchen because it is so teeny tiny. I had to squeeze things in. But here we are, the kitchen. And we have used 210,000 simoleons. My goodly golly me. But anyways, let's move over to the entryway. And it's so annoying that the railings are sticking through. And then I thought, I could just use the new future. But if I use the new future, then this will happen. I can't have that big of a gap. No. So it just has to be annoying. You know. But alright, for the entryway, we need an entryway table. And can we squeeze one in? I think we can squeeze one in if we use this one over here. And put a lot of nickety knacks in that to get our price up through the roof. I mean, look at this. Look how much random stuff I put in that basket. I even put in a little ship. Who does that? I don't know, but I did. But anyways, above our table, we can put up a little coat rack. We can also have some bags and a hooked down storage. And also, by the way, what about this one? Just to use up some money. Okay, wonderful. And then on this side, we can put up some plates to use up a lot of money. Those are 2,000 simoleons, by the way. And then we can also get in a clothing rack and umbrella stand. Yeah. And wowie me, 216,000 simoleons. And I do believe that we can't really put in any more items in this house. Or we could, but then it would be a disaster. And not a good disaster. I don't know if disasters can be good, but not in this situation. So I think I'm done with the inside of the house, for now at least. And we are going to continue on with the exteriors on the outside. And what a beautiful time. And for the exterior details for the outside, we're going to begin with the columns. And the most expensive column is this one, which we're not going to use. Then we have that. No. No. Okay, what can we use? What about this one? 250. Not that bad. Not really the vibe, but we can have that. Okay. And what about the rest of the stuff? Well, alright, for the rest of the stuff, let's first of all put up some teeny tiny windows, like so. Got that out of the way. Good. Okay, let's look at the wall sculptures. What is expensive in here? Ooh, this planter pattern, 425. Oh, I mean, I don't know if that is the vibe, but we're gonna have that. Or are we? I'm unsure about that. We know what we are gonna have. We're gonna have a number sign and the doorbell. Come on, I know you want to. Get on there. Oh, beautiful. And now, I've had a little thinking thing, not too much, but a little bit. And we are gonna put up these planter potters because we need to use up some money. And I'm gonna have them on some of my windows. Boom, bam, bam. What more can we do? Ooh, we can put up this awning for 15. Why not? I mean, that was a little bit ugly, wasn't it? But we can have that. And then, what is expensive? Ooh, the vines. 100 each. That's some good money that we can use. And I think we can use that. I mean, sadly, we can't use my favorite vines, which are in the debug section, which means 0 simoleons. But you know. And it became sort of like so. I mean, I got so many vines in this house. It looks kind of crazy right now, but I think it's gonna look okay when we put up some plants around the house as well. Or else, I'm gonna take it down, you know? But I think that's gonna be good. All right, what about the roofing? We need some details on the roof. And what can we use for our money? I mean, we can use this one. Just to frame in the roof a little bit. And then on the end, we can plop on this thing. Just sort of like so. That's good. What more can we have for this roof? What do people have on the roofs? I don't know. I mean, what about a chimney? Where are we gonna have this chimney? There. Weird position, but alright. What more do you want? Oh, a satellite dish. Every good home needs a satellite dish. And then, we can have a wind turbine. 895. Sure, why not? That was beautiful. Can we also have a dormer? No, we can't have a dormer. That's gonna be too much. All right, garage it all up. But you know what we can have? We can have some more plants on the roof. Because, you know, we've already established that this is a plant home where plants are growing every which way. So why not put up all the plants that we can? You know, why not? And that was so majestic with the plant roofs. Oh la. Kind of looks like a very overgrown cabin, and I'm here for it. And then, boom, shamalam, when you get into the cabin, oh my gosh, what happened here? Why do they have so much money when they live in a teeny tiny cabin? You know why? Don't know. And I think we may never know. But we have used 228,000 simoleons, which is good. But you know what also is good? Planting. And that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna put up some plants all around the house. And I'm not gonna use any debug plants, people, because debug plants are free. And we can't do that to ourselves today, even though I love my debug plants. We just sadly can't today. We can't afford it. In a weird way, we can't afford it. But anyways, it became sort of like so. And I have to say, I do love this. It is so overgrown and out of this place. I do like it. It's a menace to behold. Look at it. Look at it. What else do we want for this place before I move on? I think maybe we can put up some bee boxes over here. And then in the front here, I think we need some rocking chairs for a good old peeps. And what about a little crate that we're going to pretend is a table? How about that? I think that is a good idea. Beautiful. Wow. And then that was it for the house. And we have used up 232,000 simoleons. So, what are we gonna do now? We have so much money left. Who knows? And while I ponder about what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go and eat some food, and I will get back to you when I figure it out. And I'm back again, and I have kind of figured it out. Because you remember, at the start of this video, I said something about farms. That it was gonna be the farm core. And what do farms have? They have crops, and they have animals. So what if we have some crops and some animals? How about that? And to make that farm shenanigan, I'm gonna first of all sketch it all out. Because what a job this is, you know? What a job. Alright, so first of all, for this lot, what if in the back here, we have some fenced-in areas for our farm animals? We can have 4 of them, sort of like so. And then by the side of the house, we can have some crop fields, maybe about 4 of them on each side. Where did one of them go? Oh no. There we go, sort of like so. And those crop fields can be for the big crops, like the pumpkins, the melons, you know, good. And then in the front here, we could squeeze in even more crop fields. But these crop fields are not going to be crop fields, they're going to be crop areas, sort of like greenhouses for the other harvestables, like the onions, the tomatoes, the death flowers, you know, all the type of normal stuff you have on the farm. And then I do believe that the entrance is going to be right here. We can have some walkways that goes to all of the different farms around the house. It could be an idea, it could be a plan, it could be awful, but I think we're gonna do that together as a family. And now all we gotta do is to do it for real in The Sims, which is gonna be so lovely, and I'm so excited. Yay! And we are first of all gonna begin with a big old fence that's gonna go around this whole lot, by the way. And maybe we can use the privacy hedge with flowers, and we're just gonna plop that all around this lot, just about so. And I think in the front here for the entrance, I mean, we could maybe do something funky. What if we go in a little bit like so, just to get a little bit of a shape into this fence monster of ours? And for the gate, could we use this one, or is that gonna be way too much? I'm not quite sure, but maybe we can. We shall see how this goes. We can always change it out as we do. Oh, I'm kind of stalling, I'm kind of nervous for all the items that we're gonna put down. I actually am. Okay, Nora, focus. Let's put in all the areas that we sketched out in our beautiful drawing. And for that, we need a fence. And maybe we can use this fence, 95. I mean, that doesn't really scream farm, but it's a little bit of a farm. It's more farm than this one, you know? So I think we can do that. And let's start with the animal pits. The pits. No, we're not gonna make a pit. Never make an animal pit. We're gonna make some animal areas. And for our first animal area, I'm gonna put it up over here, just sort of about so. And yes, I know that it looks kind of weird with a fence next to a fence, but in my head, in my imagination, we are gonna put up a lot of plants in that gap to use up even more money. But that's gonna happen in the end, and hopefully that will not look weird, because then all my plans are ruined. Anyways, now we got our first box, and I think to make this more exciting and less like a box, what if we do a little bit of an opening over here, just sort of kind of like so, with a gate that I'm gonna put in later, because I need to figure out my shapes first. All right, so that was the first one, and then we can put up a second one that's gonna be a little bit smaller, just sort of about so. And then for the opening, I think we're gonna have 2 openings, because we do not have a gate that is 3 tiles, you know, so we can just do that. And I think with these areas, we're gonna have a llama and some chickens. What a master plan. And I'm just gonna make the exact same boxes on this side, just like that, and we're gonna have some more chickens and the llama in there. Good and symmetrical for Nora. And And then next up, we have the crop areas for our big harvestables. And those are gonna be some squares. So we can have 4 of them. Like so, maybe. I think that will be good. We got some walkways in between. And we can put our patches down here. I think that's neat and nice. And we're gonna do that on the other side as well, just like so. Cool. Alright, what do we have left? We had them, what did I call them again? The tiny crop areas that are kind of like greenhouses, but not really. So for that, we can maybe put them up like so, maybe. And I think that will work out with the gardening pots if we go like so. Sorta, yeah, that will work out. And I'm also gonna add in a little bump out, because why not? I'm gonna do the same on here too. Boom, shamalam, just like so. Bum, bum. And I think for these greenhouses, we can divide them into harvestable types. We can have some flowers over there, some vegetables, and some fruits, mushrooms, and some more plants that I need to think about. But alright, that seems good. Let's put up some walkways up on our lot. And you know what? I'm gonna do something kind of controversial, which is I'm gonna put up some marble. I don't know if this is a good idea, but listen, we can use so much money on this marble flooring like you would not believe. And will that fit in with this vibe? Probably not, but I am gonna put that in. And then for our entrance, I'm gonna put up some triangle shapes to follow along with our head shape. And that was kind of cool, kind of liking that. Okay, yeah. How is this looking, by the way? It looks ridiculous. I kind of like it, but oh, by the way, you know how we can use even more money? If we put up a teeny tiny little fence around the walkways, we will use up so much more money, I'm telling you. Yes, just like so. How much money have we used now? 357,000 simoleons. Ooh, all right. Kind of in a shock, but that's okay. And I think, by the way, in these gaps right here, we are of course going to put in some plants and some flowers. Don't you worry. But good gracious me, we got all our pathways and our fences all up in order. And now we got to give all our fences a purpose. We have to do that, yeah. And I think actually the best thing we can do right now is to begin with the big crop areas. These squares right here. And for those squares, we are going to use the garden patches. And hopefully I will have done this right. Oh no, we have a gap. Okay, Nora, fix this. Fix this with all your might. What if we do it like so? And we will get half tile up and popping. Okay, that seems to work. What about the other way? Will that line up? And yes, it lined up. She did it so good. And I kind of sounded like a sports commentator there. I'm proud of me for that. Boom. Where are we going to have the gates? Oh no. I forgot about the gates. Okay. But alright, anyways, I put in the fence gates and I had to put them up like so because of the symmetry. And as you can see, I removed all of the garden patches because I thought of a much greater idea that I will come back to later. But for our harvestables, we have to go into Cottage Living. And I think we're going to get out the oversized stuff. So the oversized pumpkin, the lettuce, aubergine, the mushroom, and the watermelon. Boop. So let's see. What if we have the pumpkins in here? Then we can have the salads over there, some mushrooms, and the watermelon. And then over here, we can, what can we do? We can have the aubergine in there and in there, and then we can have some more lettuce and some more pumpkins. Why not? But now comes the problem. If we put this pumpkin on the patch, that's gonna look pretty weird because we can instantly see that it's not growing from anything. It doesn't have a stalk. So I mean, we could put in some of this, the actual plant, but that's gonna cost us nothing. So that's gonna do nothing for us. Nothing, I tell ya, nothing. So what if I go in my little thinking box and think about what to do? Interesting. I'm gonna put in some dirt. Okay, you know what? What if we try to put in this little plant over here and just put it underneath the pumpkin? And that is the stalk. I mean, that looks like a weed overgrown pineapple. That does what? Oh, I'm sure that I can find some sort of plant in debug, but again, I want to use money. Those are 25 simoleons each. Okay, from afar, it doesn't look that bad. Or maybe this farmer is making weird pineapple pumpkin hybrid plants. How about that? Have you ever thought about that? I did not think so. All right, you know what? We're gonna do that. And to save some time and some energy and my mental health, I am actually just gonna copy this whole patch and paste it up all through this field. So it becomes just like so, our good old pumpkin field. And now it is time for the spinach. And for the spinach, I don't think we need any helping plants. They're just kind of lurking on their own. So that's good enough for me. And boopity bam, spinach is up. And I also found this little sign in the debug section that I'm gonna plop down. I mean, it costs 0 simoleons, but why not? It kind of fits in. I like it. And now it is time for the mushroom. And I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about the mushroom because the mushroom does not grow like that. Can I rotate it? Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? I found out that you can rotate it, but it gave me so many problems that we're not gonna rotate it. But alright, we got our weird old sunken down mushroom. How can we make that better? Question mark. I mean, we can just do the same trick as we did with the pumpkins. I don't know how the mushroom grows, and I'm not gonna Google that. I will live in the oblivious. And I think that was very beautiful. We're gonna keep that. We're gonna have that. Job's a good one. Now on to the watermelon. And for the watermelon, again, just gonna put up our trusty, dusty, good old thang. And those are some nice old watermelons. I want a watermelon right now. I do tell ya. And that was one section done. And now on to this section where we were gonna have our aubergines. And for the aubergines, what if we try with this succulent? That is kind of impactful, isn't it? And then we can also make it less uniform with this one. Sure, why not? I think I'm gonna do that. For my auberginos. Oh, good. Mwah. I love it. And then you know what? I am just gonna copy this whole section over to this section right here. And I'm also gonna do the same with the pumpkins and the lettuce. Gonna copy it all. Just about like so. Whoa, 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 whoa. Have you ever seen anybody so excited about harvestables before? I for sure have not. That was the first section done. Oh no, it's not done. We gotta add in some details. What do we want? Oh, of course. We need some sprinklers so you can water your plants. And they are 350 simoleons. So let's see. What would make sense? What if we had one there and one on the other side and two over here? Seems about good. Seems about right. I'm gonna do that for every single patch. And then we could also spend a lot of money on some outside lights. So what if we have some lights just on the fence? Oh my gosh. What if we put in some string lights? That could work. What if we do like so? Put one on the other side. And I gotta size them down. Like that. Put one in the middle. Oh, that would be so cute if we do that on all the sides. Or actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that just on these sides. Because I think if we have them all around, that's gonna be too much. Oh, that's a great idea. And you know what? Just because I can, I'm gonna put some more lights underneath that too. We gotta light it up, you know, for the world to see. And also for the budget. We could use so much money on this. You best believe. Ta-ta, like that. Oh, I think it's so cute. I love it. How does it look like in the evening times? Whoa, that's majestic. Look at this cute old area. I want to live here right now. I don't have the muscle power to live on a farm, but I would love to live here. And by the way, how much money have we used? 404,000 simoleons. Ooh, okay. That's a good chunk of money. But I am getting kind of nervous though, I have to say. Because we're not even halfway there. And we have so little left to do. You know? But maybe we're going to boost our budget up to high heavens now. Because now we're going to move on to this section, which was going to be the kinda greenhouse section. And for the kinda greenhouse section, we first of all need a gate. And we can go with this one. I don't know. Seems good. But alright, for this kinda greenhouse section, I was thinking that we could have a roof on top of it. And to make a roof on top of it, I have to make a little room for now. It's not going to be there forever, but just for now. So if I just plunk on this roof and stretch it out and take it down and then remove the room, I have removed it. And then we're going to put up some glass roofing. Oh, it was majestic. It was beautiful. And then to support our good old roof, we of course need some columns and we need some expensive ones, but also some that kind of fit. So what about this one? That shade does not match, but we need to use up so much money. We need these columns. There we go. Do not look at the columns too much, I tell ya. Please do not. And then inside of this kind of greenhouse thing, we need some planter potters. And what is the most expensive planter pot? Oh, this one. 300 simoleons. So what if we plunk that down over by this side, then on the other side, and then we can have two in the middle, and then it will end up sort of like this. Oh, and then we can also have some sprinklers in the middle right here. Could be kind of neat and nice. Okay, looking good. Oh, and then you know what we can do? We can put up some string lights. That's gonna be hanging off our roof. And we will use so much money on this. Oh, exciting times. Looking good. Looking good. And then I think, just for the piece of resistance, I'm just gonna paint this whole area in some dirt so it looks a little bit lived in. That's good. And now I'm gonna do this exact same thing on all the other parts. Parts, corners, areas, whatever. I'm gonna do it. And now I'm gonna come back to you when I'm done. And now I am done. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. Had an enjoyable time. And we have used 503,000 simoleons. Ba-bam! That's good news. We're halfway there, people. We're halfway there. Oh. Okay. Don't panic, Nora. Don't panic. But okay. I now think that we are going to put in the plants. And we are going to put in the real harvestable plants that I need to find in the gallery, which is going to be a hoot and a half. And we're going to have some flowers, vegetables, fruits, mushrooms. And then we're going to have some alien plants in here. I've just figured that out. Alien plants. And then in here, we are going to have some trees. And that's why we have so few planter potters, because we're going to have the trees in here. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. And now we're going to find out on the good old web what type of harvestables are the most expensive ones. And we're going to find them on the gallery and plop them in. What a journey we are on. Wow, wow. All right, the most expensive harvestables. We have the money fruit, okay.
Dragon fruit, death flower, orchid, cowberry, UFO, forbidden fruit, best of paradise, quail fruit, roe fruit, lily, mortal mushroom, bonsai bud, pomegranate, nightly mushroom, rose.
Okay. That's a good selection. We're gonna make some bank with this, or we're gonna lose some bank with this, but it's gonna be bank. I'll tell you that. It's gonna be bank. And oh my gosh, I have to tell you, that took such a long time. I regret doing that. For real, I regret doing that because I had to find the plants on the gallery, and most people who upload harvestables on the gallery only upload 1 or 2 or 3, which is reasonable, but you know, I needed a lot of them. So I had to click and click and click and click and delete so many times, and I had to find the plants and sometimes the plants would just disappear when I put them down, and they depleted and they lost value, and I regret doing that. I should not have done that. That was a waste of time and my sanity. But how much money have you used? Nothing. I did all that work for nothing. What? No. I am gonna cry. This mortal plant is worth 15 simoleons. Death flower 10. They have all lost value. When I put them down, they were worth like thousands of simoleons, but they've all lost value. Oh, I am lost for words. This was going to be my big money spender. Okay, well, let's move on to something else before I cry. What am I gonna do now? I'm stressing. I'm really stressing. Let's do the animal areas. I'm gonna put down the llama shed right in that corner, and then we can have some chickens over here, and some more chickens, and a llama. Oh, and then we also gotta put in some decorations for the poor animals. Okay, yeah. And to make matters worse, I just stubbed my fracking toe. Oh, life is beautiful. But anyways, I just put up some string lights and whatever this is, a traveling hay, and a debug item, which is a milk can, and I did that in a sad rage. But now I'm back again, and we're gonna put in some details in these animal blazers. So what do we do? I mean, let's begin with the llama areas, and we can pull up in a trash bin. You would normally have that in the animal area, but today we are gonna. Oh, and then we can put in an animal feeder. And I know you can't use that for the llamas. I don't think. I think they're only for horses. But that's just a nice little detail to have, isn't it? And we can also have a water trough, trough. Yes. And what more do we need? We can have a bench, maybe, just in that corner. Why not? But also this thing that I found. I don't know why I'm gonna have that. It costs 0 simoleons, but I'm gonna. And then we can also put in some hay bales. Just in every nook and cranny. Ooh, with maybe some prairie grass. That'd be kind of nice. That fits the vibe. Why not? Oh, and hello. We need some hay. Hey ho, we need it. And then what do we want for the chickens? Maybe for the chickens, we also want a trash bin. Again, you wouldn't really do that in real life, but in Sims, we are gonna. And then we can also throw in some hay bales with some hay underneath it. And also maybe some little patches of grass everywhere. That'd be kind of cute. And why does it look like the hay bales are floating? Are they floating? No. But they look like they are. That's kind of weird. Okay. Oh my gosh, you know what else we can do? We can put down some chickens. They cost money. We can also have a rooster. Do the same over here. Oh, we can have a golden hen and an evil hen. Yes. Oh, that is actually so beautiful. That gives it so much life. Oh, I like that. Can I do the same with the llamas? No, you can't. All right. Can we do that with the cows? No. Well, we got the chickens though. Okay, maybe that can be the llama and that can be the cow. Not that it matters because I can't put them in, but now you know. That was not important to know at all. But all right, last piece of resistance. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to put in some dirt so it looks lived in, just about like that. And that looks good. Okay, I like that. I don't think we need any more details. Don't think so. I'm happy. Very happy. Now for the big reveal. How much money have you used? 523,000. Okay. Still halfway there. I see. What more can we do? I mean, we're of course going to put in a lot of plants. But again, I'm going to do that in the end. But for right now, what can we do? I think we can put in some details. But what type of details? Oh, you know what I'm thinking. You know what would have been good? If we put up some farmers' tables by each of the sections. So like for the llama place, we can put down a table with some llama wool that is for sale. And we can do the same with the chickens and a cow and for the vegetables and stuff. Yeah, we can do that. We can use some money on that. That'd be great. I'm gonna do that. Stop rambling, Nora, and do it. And for these farmers' tables, we need a table. Of course. And what would be a good table for this? What about this one? That has some good old length to it. Seems like a farmer's table. We can have that table. Good choice by Nora. And then to also make sure that people know that these items are for sale, I'm gonna put up a for sale sign. But how are people gonna pay for this? We can do like an honor system. You pay and be a good person. No cash or register. Just pay at the front. Alright. So for this table, we were gonna sell some llama wool. These piles of stuff, oh, they're worth a lot. 200. Oh, I'm 40. Okay. But how are we gonna present them? They can't just be lying on the table. No, they can leash. So what can we use for that? Maybe a bowl? Maybe a bowl. Oh, what about Shelly the bowl? Could that work? You know what? I feel like that could work. I'm kind of feeling that vibe. I'm gonna plop that on the table, present it neat and nice, and we will have a llama wool store. What? We will have a llama table? No. We will have something about llamas and the wool, and we're gonna sell it. And wasn't that beautiful? I think it really was. It is spilling out of the sides a little bit, but wool tends to do that, so that's okay. On to our next table, and that was gonna be the chicken table. And what do chickens do? They lay the eggs. Good. We figured that one out. And how are we gonna present these eggs? I mean, that's a good question, people. What about a basket? You lay eggs in a basket. Don't lay all of them in a basket, though. That's not good. We can maybe use this basket, and then we can plop in a lot of eggs in those baskets in the different colors. And I'm gonna do 2 tables of these eggs because we have 2 chicken places, and we can't really sell the chickens itself or their meat because that is not in the game, and that would be kind of sad too. So only the eggs. And my golly golly me, that looks cute. Look at all them eggs on both of the tables. And in the last egg basket, I just kind of mixed them up. I didn't have space for them all. And then for the last table, and that was gonna be the cow table. What do cows do? They give the milk, and we have a lot of milk types, so that is good. Obsidian milk. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, for some reason the milk goes missing when I put them on the table, but they're still worth the same. So we're just gonna look past that, and I'm gonna put down my milk. And in the middle we can have some milk stuff. One of those milk cans. You know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put them down. Okay, I am. And ta-ta-ta-ta, put up my milk. Looks kind of sad, but oh, maybe the whole experience with the milk is to milk the cow yourself. That's what you pay for it. And those are just the empty bottles to milk the cow with. I don't know. That's what I have in my head. Okay, well, how much money have we used? We have used 540. Okay, still halfway there. Oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting so nervous. Guys. Right. Okay, we have some more tables, so don't you worry. Oh, and actually, what if over here we have a pumpkin making station? So we can have 2 making stations, and then we can just have a table in the middle with some pumpkins that the people have made. And you will pay for that too. Nothing is free at this farm. Nothing. Good. We got our pumpkin making station. Looking lovely. And what about some more tables? Ooh, we should maybe have a table over here or something. And you know what? I'm also going to put down a trash bin over here because, you know, we might need it for the battle. And another lost pumpkin. But alright, we can have a table over here. And on that table, we can sell some different vegetables, like some aubergines and some salads and whatnot. And then we can have another table over here where we can sell some pumpkins in some different sizes. The small, the medium, and the super large. And then for our last table, that can be over here. And there we are, what are we gonna do? We're gonna sell the melons. The big, the small, the medium. Good old melons. Whoa. And that was indeed my melons and all of my vegetables. And none are refrigerated or protected in any way because at this farm you have to buy stuff at your own risk. Anyways, let's do some more detailing. And for this detailing, I'm just gonna put up some more lights everywhere by my beautiful fences so we can light up the world and also use a lot of money on this. And then we can also put up some big old lampposts by the fences to light up the outer part as well. Okay, I've put up so many lights, like you have no idea. And I've also put up a little bunny because he was cute and he lives here. And how much money have we used now? 554,000, okay. Oh, I'm getting worried. But alright, what more details can we do? I mean, we can put up some benches on the pathway. That'd be kind of cute. Oh, and then I also put it in the little paper mache bird. I forgot about. But anyways, back to my point. I thought that for the entrances right here, we can put up an archway, the welcoming archway, right in there. And then also one over here. I think that would be kind of beautiful. I like that. That's a good idea. And then also by the entrance, we can have a welcome sign. We're going to pretend that they're welcome signs. And then we can also plop in another trash bin and also a bucket with a trolley full of flowers. Oh, and then we can also have a table over here. You know, just in case you want to sit and enjoy the vegetables, you can do that. And then we can have a heap of dirt over here or whatever it was called. I think it was called the soil. And then in this corner, we're gonna put down some barrels because every place needs some barrels, especially the farms. They need barrels. And a picnic basket for some reason. Yeah, we can do that. And what more can we have? What more can we put in? We can have a rabbit's home and a scarecrow. And then we can have a bird tree, a big old hay bale with some more tiny hay bales and some hay on the floor. Hey! And then we can also plop in another table over there with another rabbit's home and a scarecrow and the flower arranging table maybe. Oh, and then by by the greenhouses, we can have some signs, and we can pretend that these signs, you know, they're representing the vegetables and the fruits and the harvestables. We just have to use our imagination, okay? Use it wisely, use it good. Ooh, and then for the entrance moment, we need to do something more, something fresh, something funky. And what happened to my bush? My bush fence. Hello. I don't even want to know. But okay, what are we going to do with this entrance? I think maybe my first thought is that we could maybe put up some benches, and for that we could do some shebang and shaboo with this walkway. If we just do it sort of like so, and then we can put up some benches in every nook like so, and maybe in the middle. Oh, in the middle we can have a fountain. Yeah, and I know that right now it looks kind of weird, but I think if we put a lot of plants around that, then it will look cool. And look cool it may indeed will be, because I'm gonna put up the plants right now all around this whole build. And before I start with the planting, I have used 566,369 simoleons, by the way, and we shall see what that number will be when I'm done with the planting. And I'm gonna do the planting right now. Good luck to Nora. And for this planting, I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. And the main point of the story is that I, Nora, have shrunk. I have shrunk it. And I don't know how this happened. I don't. Now, if you don't know, I don't think that anybody knows, but my height is 169 centimeters. And I do remember the first time that I measured myself to be 169 centimeters, because that was a really big moment for me, because I was finally just like, oh my gosh, just 1 centimeter left to go, and I'm gonna be 170. Because when I was a child, I've always had this idea that I was going to be 170 centimeters. Because my mom is 170 and most of my female friends are 170 or 171. So I was just like, of course I'm going to be 170. Why wouldn't I be 170? I am going to be 170. Guess what? That never happened. When I hit 169, I stopped growing. I stopped. And that was the first big disappointment in my life, that I hit 169 only, not 170. Okay. And you know, I've been 169 since middle school. So I've been measured a lot of times at like doctor's appointments, at passport appointments, yada, yada, yada. And I've always been 169 on all of those places. So I know full and well that I'm 169 centimeters. Okay? But a few days ago, I was at a doctor's appointment, just doing the regular checkup, and they took my height, and the doctor said, okay, you're 168. And that's when I went, what in the heck? I'm not 168, I'm 169. So the doctor checked again, just to make sure. And she was just like, yeah, you're 168. And that's when I went, no, I'm not 168, I'm 169. And I've checked that height so many times during my life. And my doctor was just not fazed by these news at all. She was just like, that happens. That happens. What do you mean that happens? Like, I know that you shrink when you age, but my goodness me, I'm not 70. I'm 26. Like, that should not happen at my age. And I was just still baffled. My doctor did not care at all. And that's when I also told her that my shoe size have also shrunk, which is more baffling to me because I don't know how I have gone down a whole shoe size. I used to be a shoe size 38, but now I'm a shoe size 37. And I don't know how I can lose a whole shoe size. I don't know how that is possible. I can't afford to lose a whole shoe size. What? How can my foot become shorter? That seems ridiculous to me because like a foot is just a bone. It's just bones. I can't lose bone length. And like, I told my doctor this, like, I've lost 1 centimeter in my height and I've also lost 1 shoe size. I'm shrinking. And my doctor, again, not fazed by this. She was just like, oh, I mean, that can happen. It's probably all right. It's probably all right. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, aren't you a bit curious? Because I'm freaking out right now. I'm more than curious. I need to know what this is. Like, even though this is not like a bad thing, I would just want my doctor to be a little bit more curious. Because I'm freaking out right now. I do not trust this doctor. I have some beef with my doctor for many different things, but this takes the cake. So yeah, that's what I'm struggling with right now. I'm shrinking. Maybe by next year I will be 150 and I will wear children's shoes and my doctor will still not care. Let's get back to the video now. But this was good. This was like a therapy session for me and I loved every second of it. Yay. And would you look at this? Look at this. People, all of my plans are up. Look at them go. It took a while. I stubbed my toe again on the radiator. While I was getting my coffee, I stubbed my toe again. I need to move that radiator. I can't live like this anymore. But look at my plants. They're all around. I put down so many layers of plants. You have no idea. Oh, my beautiful plants. Look at the entrance. Look at them go. Whoa, whoa. Yay ho. I am proud of this. And you know what else happened? I logged in and out of the game and my plants popped back on again. And they're now worth the real price. Look at this orchid. That is worth 4,270 simoleons. And I'm so scared to look at the budget. I haven't looked at it because I'm scared. But we got all our planting in. We got all our harvestables ready to go. And I think it's now time to look at our money. I mean, drum roll, please. 1,182 simoleons. That is way over. I went 100,000 over. Oh, holy moly me. I did it. I don't even know what to say. That's insane. We have a tiny house, 60-foot tiles, 1 million baby. Wow, wow. I don't even know what to say. Why did I use all my time on this? That's all I gotta say. But we did it. I did it. You would have a moral support. Remember that. And challenge done. Challenge finito. Made a great old farm. Good luck playing on this lot though, because it's so laggy. It's really laggy. But you know what? You know what it's time for right now? Oh, it's time for a frickety frackety house tour. So strap yourself in, because the house tour is happening now. And where do we even begin with this house tour? Or this lot tour, this farm tour? I mean, we can begin at the entrance. Wow, an entrance with the mailbox. Beautiful. And then we're gonna go into the entrance. Oh, where am I going? And we are met with this bench area with the fountains and everything. And then if we walk further down the road, whoa, this is cute. We have the mushrooms, the alien plants, and over here we have the trees looking beautiful and wonderful. And then if we scale down further, down our many plants road, we have the vegetables and the fruit and the beautiful flowers. Oh, wait. And we also have the spinach and the watermelon and some mushrooms with some lonely mushrooms popping on in the corners. We also got some pumpkins with our scarecrow. Wow, wow. We also got our beautiful stalls, the tables, the farmers' tables. Look at our beautiful land of our vegetable patches. And we're selling the vegetables too. And down this road, we have the chickens, our selling table. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I like this so much actually. With our picnic table, then we have a cow section with some more chickens. And then over here, we have the pumpkins and the llama bowl and the llama section. Oh my gosh, look at this. This land of ours. My golly golly. Oh my gosh, look at this view they got. They got some cash. Ooh. And then we have the house itself, the beautiful cabin that's overgrown by the plants from all of the sides. Oh my goodness me. Let's walk inside this house. And I forgot to paint the ceiling. Oh, okay. Beautiful. We got a living room and the dining area. What the happened to my carpet? My rug, go over there. Boom. But then we also have the kitchen section. Kind of messy, kind of nice. And then we also have an entryway and the messy stuff. And then in the bedroom, we shall see, people, we shall see the bed and the TV corner and the desk corner. And you know what? I forgot to put in a dresser, but this person does not need a dresser. They have one set of clothing and that is it. And then we have the bathroom with the mirrors. Ooh. And then this area. Ooh. And the curtain. I moved that curtain. What the heck? Well, anyways, here's a little overview of the house if you would need that. And here, dun, is also an overview of the whole lot. My goodness me. What a journey this was. And I'm happy about it. And now I'm gonna go to bed because it's so late. And now it's time for the outro. Would you believe it? I wouldn't believe it. And this is the outro. Welcome, welcome. If for some reason want to download this build, you can. It is up on my gallery. And my gallery ID is JustNoraGaming. Hey! And if you also want to see more of me, you also can. I have a second channel where I do stuff. And also I'm a Twitch channel where I also do stuff. But live! The links will be down below for that. And don't forget to like, subscribe as well. Because it really does help me out. So thank you. But only if you want to. Only if you want to. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!